Yes, guys, you're welcome back to Smokey's Football Channel. How you guys doing? I'm sure you're doing good. We are in the Club World Cup final, and it's such a beautiful feeling. It reminds me of those days of Abramovich. There's a lot to go through today. I have to talk about Madueke, news on Petrovic, and everything. There's a whole lot to go through. But let's start with Madueke. Madueke is, has signed his deal, his long-awaited deal to Arsenal for 52 million pounds. I don't know why Arsenal fans are mourning over 52, just 52 million pounds for Chelsea. I mean, your brother from London anyhow you see it, Madueke is a Conference League winner. He has won a cup from Europe, and Arsenal don't have that. So why are they mourning? You are signing an experienced player, a player that can help, take you to the next level, and you are mourning over just 52 million pounds. He's a fantastic player. He doesn't score much goals. He can dribble his man and miss the ball. He can dribble his man and miss the pass and all those things. But he's still a good player. At least he can beat his man. So I don't know why you guys are complaining. Madueke is a good player. Fantastic signing for us now. More to come. The only thing is I wish they had taken the likes of Disasi, maybe even Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson is actually 100 million pounds. That one was a shocker for me. Chelsea valued Nicholas Jackson at 100 million pounds. That's crazy. And the logic behind it is the fact that they said Kitike is valued for 100 million pounds. So if we come for your player and you say your player is valued at 100 million pounds, hence our own player too is valued at that amount. So Nicholas Jackson is actually valued for 100 million pounds. Crazy. It's not. And there's rumors around there that AC Milan are interested in Nicholas Jackson. A lot of clubs, even in the EPL, are interested in Nicholas Jackson. And obviously, I don't think we are ready to sell him just yet because he's a player that has a lot of prospects. Just that he has not blended into that team well. Okay? But that's for Jackson. Petrovic has also, gone to Bournemouth after Kepa went to Arsenal. So we are actually doing a lot of selling now. We have made a lot of money. Made 25 million from Petrovic, 52 million from Madueke, and also we've made over 80 million from the Club World Cup. So it's really crazy. We're making a lot of money. So that's for the transfers updates for now. There are a couple of players we are trying to go for, but all those ones are just rumors. I don't want to dabble into that. This season, I don't want to talk too much about transfers because honestly, I don't understand the strategy we are doing. Although we are moving really good now, but I still don't get the strategy. So I don't want to dabble too much into that, and I don't even want to jinx it, you understand? Because we are really doing good. Anyways, that aside, let's talk about the final. Like you can see from my caption says, it's a win-win. And that's exactly what it is. Why is it a win-win for me? PSG are the best team in the world right now. Who haven't they beaten? They are beating everybody. The only team they have not beaten so far is Chelsea. So it's a win-win because if we lose, it's not new. So, okay, let's assume they beat us maybe 3-0 or even 4, worst case scenario, 4-0. What's going to happen? It's just general. They beat Real Madrid, they beat Arsenal, beat everybody, beat Liverpool. So what's new about that if they beat us? So it's still a win. At least we got to the final. You understand? We are challenging them, meaning that we are in contention. Do you understand? So it's still a win for us, the fact that we got to the final. And mind you, the losers in the final also gets money. So it's a win-win. And also on the other hand, if we actually win, which will be seen as an upset, it's going to be a glorious one. It's going to be a really glorious one. And speaking of winning, how is it possible for Chelsea to win tomorrow? Well, the danger for me from PSG, we can do a lot of analysis and say, okay, the zone replacement style of play that we play something very similar. The zone replacement, players moving into different zones, not positioning per se, but different zones of the field. All those, tactical analogy, is the same thing Maresca is trying to do. Only that in the space of just 1 year, Luis Enrique has been able to perfect it at PSG. And what's to say that we can't cope with that? Because we haven't really faced each other. And speaking of this style of play, we are the only team that are playing similarly to them, that are facing them right now. Because we play very similar style of football. The likes of Enzo Fernandez are arriving late in the box with the headers, dictating play just at the top of the box 18. The likes of Cole Palmer shifting to another zone, moving into, the inner right pocket or the inner left pocket. All those jargons. Should I call it jargons or all those things? Anyway, I don't want to dabble into all those that because you can analyze to your heart, fit, but it still doesn't mean you are going to. It doesn't, give you certainty of who is going to win or who's going to. The game breaker for me is what happens individually with the players. Now, forget the zonal play, forget the zone replacement. Individual players, the mentality of the players, the second balls, the challenges, the being up to the task for each of the players. And I've gone through that lineup. Over and over again, the lineup of PSG. And I just can't find a weakness. I can't find a weakness. And for me, if you can't find a weakness in the team, the best way to go against that team is to work towards the strength of that team. And the strength of PSG, what makes PSG stick is not the obvious. It's not just the midfield of João Neves, Vitinha, and Varane Ruiz, because that's what everybody sees. That's what everybody notices when they play. The way the midfield is so solid. They know how to move around. They know how to play the passes for Kvaratskhelia. What's the other guy's name now? Desiree and Dembele. All these guys are just fantastic. The amount of confidence that they show in the game, the way they handle the ball, at times they are fast, at times they are slow. They show so much confidence with the ball. And the only match that made them look a bit jittery, I must say, okay, 2 matches. The match against Bayern Munich in the Club World Cup and the match against Aston Villa, second leg, they looked jittery. And how? Because players, the teams actually gave them a piece of their own medicine and pressed them aggressively, went for the second balls and everything. But at the end of the day, they were still able to overcome. And that's where I find it very difficult to have the specific predictions for the match tomorrow. But one thing is sure, it's going to be a very feisty match. It's going to be a very interesting match to watch. Before, I was thinking that Chelsea might not be up to the task. But judging from the press conference and what the players have had to say, the likes of Reece James, Levi Colwill, and what everybody has had to say, it shows the mentality in the team. Are your players prepared to suffer against a PSG? I don't remember how exactly they said it, how they, framed it. And they said, how are your players prepared to suffer during the game against PSG? And his response was, who said that? And that was, that gave me chills. It made the room a bit silent. The room had this chills in the room. And later then he now came on and said, he's agreeing with everybody that PSG are the best team right now and they are proving it, winning all the trophies and everything. And this is just a tip of the iceberg. It's just one of those trophies to them. But the fact remains that we are in this competition to win it and we are going to give them a fight on Sunday. So that in itself builds confidence in the players. And you can see the follow-up from Reece James, the things he said, and the fact that we haven't played them before, gives us a rest of mind. There's nothing to panic about when you don't know. You don't panic about what you don't know. Until you experience it, then you would understand. So for me, well, if I were to field my players, the only tweak that I'm looking at is in the middle of the park. Lavia has not been training, so most likely he won't be playing. Instead of Lavia, I don't know what Maresca is going to do. I was thinking of maybe playing in Santos, and I know Santos is not fully fit into Maresca's style of play, but hear me out here. Santos knows PSG quite well. He played in the French league last season, and he has played with them at least twice. He understands their style of play, the way they build up their games. And there was even a match they almost had an upset against them. I think they beat them once or so. I'm not sure. But he knows this team. So putting him there might help, to breed a bit of confidence in the other players. That's my own gut feeling. I'm not a manager. He would do whatever he feels best. But I'm just saying, putting him there would serve as a reference point, to guide the other members of the team, because the other team members really don't have any idea what they're going to face on Sunday. And what else is there? Any other tweak there? I don't see what I would do if I'm not doing that. If he is not putting Santos in the middle, then he should just play the Caicedo, Enzo, then your Palmer in the 10. This time, have your Delap up front. And why I said Delap is because of your second balls and the aggression. Delap has this aggression about him, you know, more like a Diego Costa. So giving them something to worry about at the back would give us an advantage, create room and spaces for our wingers, maybe in the likes of maybe a Joao Pedro on the left and a Neto on the right, because we don't have Madueke any longer. So maybe a Pedro Neto on the right and a Joao Pedro on the left, two Pedros. And Pedros always work well for us. So if we use two Pedros, it would just be fantastic. Anyway, don't mind me. But that's what I would have loved to go with. Pedro Neto on the left, on the right, and Joao Pedro on the left. And Delap in front, and let's see how it goes. If that doesn't work, then you can just take Delap out, bring in a Santos and put, what do you call it, Palmer to the left. You know, it's going to be a technical match, a very technical match. My prediction for that match, well, before I predict, I'm trying to think about that team again. The major strength of PSG that I noticed so far is actually Nuno Mendes. He's the one that actually makes the difference in that team. Just when you believe that, okay, yes, we've got them where we want them, Nuno Mendes comes and, you know, does that spectacular thing. And the way he scores, the way he moves, the pace is exceptional. The entire team they are all exceptional. Desiree Doué, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia. I don't know, honestly. I would lie to you, I'm a bit jittery about that match. But up to Chelsea, man. We can do this. We did it against Almighty Barca without John Terry, without, you know, the regular names. And that was Barca at Barca's prime. So PSG, well, let's see how it goes. My prediction for that match tomorrow. One thing for sure is PSG is going to score. PSG is going to score. So I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Chelsea tomorrow. A 2-1 win for Chelsea tomorrow. Yeah, that's my prediction for the match. Let me know about all that you have said in this video in the comment section. If you're new here, do endeavor to subscribe. Click on the bell notification button to get notified anytime I drop a new video. Give us a thumbs up and leave comments in the comment section. Okay, till next time, peace.